Thank you. Looks good. It's done well today.
The Board of Commissioners, as the governing body of Clatsop County, all county service districts for which this body so acts, and as the Clatsop County Local Contract Review Board, is now meeting in regular session. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I want to welcome everybody here this evening. Clerk of the Board, can we have the roll call, please?
Yes, Chair Cueva.
Here.
Vice Chair Banks. Here. Commissioner Wakula.
Here.
Commissioner Webb.
Here.
Commissioner Thompson.
I'm here.
All right. We had an opportunity to review the agenda before the meeting. We have any questions or comments? Are we ready for a motion?
I move to approve.
Second?
Moved and seconded to approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor signify with an aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. First is a proclamation, National FFA Week, and our presenters are Charlie Hall, Oregon FFA Alumni and Supporters Council, student Shaylin Bangs, Astoria FFA, and Titus Cano, FFA Jewel Chapter President. If you all want to come up to the table here. Shaylin's taller than her mom. All right, I'll turn it over to you to make the presentation.
Hello, everybody. My name is Shaylin Bangs. I'm the Secretary of the Astoria FFA Chapter and the Secretary of the Northwest District. FFA has mattered to me because of the social and friendship opportunities and the constant push for growth. Through FFA, I have grown not only as a leader, but as a person as well. Through FFA, I have been able to travel, grow socially, and better prepare for myself for my future career. And it has helped me grow as a student and leader by pushing me out of my comfort zone and allowing me to discover other interests I wouldn't have the inclination to explore. Astoria FFA is proud to be a thriving program serving 428 student members, making it the fourth largest FFA chapter in Oregon. Our chapter provides students with hands-on learning opportunities in agriculture, natural resources, leadership, and career development, helping them build real-world skills that extend far beyond the classroom. In 2025, Astoria FFA earned the 3-star National Chapter Award, the highest level of recognition awarded by the National FFA organization. This prestigious honor reflects excellence in student leadership, community engagement, and chapter development. This places Astoria FFA among one of the top chapters in the nation. Throughout the year, our members participate in career development events, leadership conferences, community service projects, and supervised agricultural experiences that connect learning to real careers and local needs. Astoria FFA students are not only preparing for careers in agriculture and natural resources, they are becoming confident leaders, problem solvers, and engaged citizens. During National FFA Week, we celebrate the impact FFA has on our students, our school, and our community, and we thank the Clatsop County Commission for its continued support of agricultural education and student leadership opportunities at Astoria High School. Thank you.
Well said. Very good. All right.
Hello, my name is Titus Cano, and I'm the president of the Jewel FFA chapter. FFA has taught me that if you want to be a leader, you need to lead by example, not just pushing your weight around, but showing people that you can do it, and so should they. Jewel FFA is proud and a newly rechartered chapter of the 2025 and 2026 school year, bringing agricultural education and leadership opportunities back to the Jewel community. Since rechartering, our members have been actively involved in the career development events, such as food science and job interview, with plans to participate in the dairy, veterinary science, nursery, floriculture, and forestry events, and the state convention by the end of the year. Through these experiences, students are building valuable skills in communication, teamwork, and career readiness. Jewel FFA is committed to living out the motto, learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, and living to serve. Through hands-on learning and service projects, including the development and support of our community and student-led community garden. This project helps provide food and for the student body and families while strengthening connections between students and agriculture for the greater of the Clatsop County community. We are proud to represent Jewel FFA and grateful for the continued support of our school and community. Thank you very much.
That's great. Both such great public speakers. Great job. Thank you so much for presenting this. And 428 students. I mean, how many students are there at Astoria High School? Man, that's just amazing. Yeah, that's great. Any comments?
I just have one. I saw a whole bunch of Blue Jackets at the state capitol today when I was there, and they were engaging in communication with all of their state leaders, and it was just impressive to see. I appreciated it. I'm really excited that they're learning these leadership skills and learning to engage now.
Yeah, that's great, and very important to preserve FFA.
Very.
All right, do we have a motion?
Yep. I move to approve the resolution and order proclaiming February 21st through 28th, 2026 to be National FFA Week and authorize the chair to read and then sign the proclamation.
I second.
Moved and seconded to approve the resolution and order proclaiming February 28th or 21st through the 28th, 2026 to be National FFA Week and authorize the chair to read then sign the proclamation. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. In the matter of proclaiming February 21st through the 28th, 2026 to be National FFA Week. Whereas FFA and agricultural education provide a strong foundation for the youth of America and the future of food, fiber, and natural resources systems. And whereas FFA promotes premier leadership, personal growth, and career success among its members. And whereas agricultural education and FFA ensure a steady supply of young professionals to meet the growing needs in the science, business, and technology of agriculture. And whereas state, regional, county, and local governments are taking actions to address climate change, and that these efforts are led by elected officials and community partners. And whereas the FFA motto, learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve, gives direction and purpose to these students who take an active role in succeeding in agricultural education. And whereas FFA promotes citizenship, volunteerism, leadership, patriotism, and cooperation. Now, therefore, be it hereby resolved that the Clatsop County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim February 21st through the 28th, 2026 as National FFA Week in Clatsop County, and we invite the community to celebrate FFA members, students, and their families, faculty and staff, participating businesses, alumni, and supporters of our local Astoria FFA chapter. Dated this 11th day of February, 2026, Clatsop County Board of Commissioners. And we'd like to take a picture with you.
Yeah.
So let's all come to the front and get a photo.
You want me to take it?
Okay.
Monica, take it.
Congratulations, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks so much. Next item is Black History Month proclamation on page 14, and Don Boone, our county manager.
Thank you, Chair Quaylen, members of the board. Black History Month is a month-long commemoration of African American history and achievement. The theme for Black History Month in 2026 is a century of Black history commemorations, marking 100 years since Dr. Carter G. Woodson's initial observance in 1926, and reflecting on the impact and future of these vital celebrations. The theme focuses on the significance of Black history, commemorations, and shaping identity, fostering pride, and advancing equality, encouraging exploration of Black contributions to national narratives and enduring cultural significance. Staff is asking that your board approve the resolution and order proclaiming February 2026 to be Black History Month and authorize the chair to read, then sign the proclamation.
Thank you very much, Don. Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the resolution and order proclaiming February 2026 to be Black History Month and authorize the chair to read and then sign the proclamation.
I second that motion.
Moved and seconded to approve the resolution and order proclaiming February 2026 to be Black History Month and authorize the chair to read, then sign the proclamation. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. In the matter of proclaiming the period from February 1st through February 28th, 2026 to be Black History Month. Whereas Black History Month provides an opportunity to recognize, celebrate, and honor the history, achievements, and contributions of Black Americans whose leadership, courage, creativity, and resilience have helped shape our communities, our nation, and the world. And whereas the Association for the Study of African American Life and History established the 2026 national theme, A Century of Black History Commemorations, marking 100 years of organized national recognition of Black history. And whereas this centennial moment invites communities to reflect on the purpose and impact of public commemoration, learning, teaching, and sharing Black history strengthens civic life, expands opportunity, and advances a more complete understanding of American history. And whereas the story of Black history is central to the American story, and recognizing Black history supports the values of dignity, belonging, and respect for all people, while helping ensure that future generations inherit a truthful, inclusive, and informed understanding of our shared past. And now, therefore, the Clatsop County Board of Commissioners does hereby proclaim February 2026 as Black History Month, honoring the theme, A Century of Black History Commemorations in Clatsop County, and encourages all residents to join in this observation, through learning, reflection, meaningful conversation, and community engagement in Clatsop County. Dated this 11th day of February, 2026, Clatsop County Board of Commissioners. All right, next is the consent calendar. Oh, no.
Business from the
Jeez,
public.
guys, I skipped ahead. Next is the business from the public. It's an opportunity for anyone to give a 2-minute presentation about any item on the agenda, except for public hearings, or any item of county concern that is not on the agenda. Clerk of the board, are there any members of the public signed up to speak remotely?
No, they're not.
Okay. Are there any members of the public signed up to speak in person this evening?
No, they're not.
Anyone that's here would like to give a 2-minute presentation? Okay. We'll go ahead and close business from the public and move on to the consent calendar at this time. Any questions or comments on the consent calendar? We have a motion.
I move to approve the consent calendar.
I second.
Moved and seconded to approve the consent calendar as presented. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll start with commissioners' reports and Commissioner Thompson.
Thank you, Chair. Session is busy, but it also is balanced out by the presentation that we just had from the Department of Land Conservation and Development. One of the reasons I wanted them to come and talk to us is because we do have that high rate of homelessness. We do have a complex set of land use issues around the county, including the coastal residential region where people are very interested in land use issues. So I hope that having this presentation informs not only all of you, sitting on the dais, but everyone who wants to listen to the recording as we go forward. As you can tell, listening to the staff presentations is like drinking from a fire hose. So imagine what you just had for an hour going on for 2 full days. It's a great learning experience, but it's really challenging. That land use occurs as I would say, a product of what the legislature has to say about what's good for Oregonians. And when the legislature is in session, that's really the focal point of their deliberations. When we met Monday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon at the House Revenue Committee to talk about the future of the transient lodging tax, what occurred there was a culmination of effort on the part of so many people, our staff, our legislators, Rep. Javity, Senator Weber, but the co-chair, one of the vice chairs of the committee was also a sponsor of that. We had a receptive hearing. I hope that as we go forward, the deliberation in front of that committee and the follow-up actions that happened the next day will bear fruit. Because what happened the next day was the whole executive team of the Association of Oregon Counties visited the legislative leadership, and one of the 3 or 4 points that was emphasized was that transient lodging tax. That will make such a difference for every recreational community. I'd emphasize that it produces adaptive management in the tourism lodging tax domain. It changes the power dynamic to put more control in the hands of you and me, colleagues, as elected representatives of the people of the area, so that we can look out for everybody. Representative Marsh, during that Revenue Committee hearing, asked, could elected representatives respond to the concerns of the tourism industry about whether or not their interests would be considered? I spoke to that, and what I said was, as elected county commissioners, we listen to everyone. We look out for our small businesses, we look out for our residents, and we care about the tourists who come to visit our areas. So it's our job to look out for everybody. And if we don't do it, we don't get elected and we don't get reelected. So I hope that it wasn't an argument. It was a position statement. I hope that it's effective. I hope that the efforts of everyone that have been so long-term result in a way of going forward so we can protect our businesses, protect our community, and be able to proceed in a way that's fiscally responsible. And thanks to everybody who had a part in this. That's my report, Mr. Chair.
Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Thompson. I appreciate you bringing the DLCD presentation to us this evening. A lot of information there, very dense topic, but I thought very interesting. And again, there are some fundamental things that were kind of unveiled there, and it's really that communication between the state agencies that's so very important, because they can only do so much on the DLCD end without having cooperation from DSL, DEQ, and you name it. So we certainly want to promote housing, and there are, I think, opportunities to do it within Clatsop County, but we need help from the state to do it. So thank you, Commissioner Thompson. Commissioner Webb?
Okay. I was very pleased to be able to be a part on my membership on the Oregon Coastal Zone Management Committee, which is a federally mandated, actually, association of counties along all of the coastal areas of the United States. And one of the things that we did, we sent out, and I'm sorry, I can't remember when it was, but it was sometime late last year, to all of our member counties, asking for, voting on what were the priority issues, for the coastal counties. And I particularly welcome this and my work on this committee, because in Oregon, we talk a lot about urban Oregon and rural Oregon, but we don't always distinguish the differences among those two different entities in our county. And so it's nice to be in the room with the coastal folks. And we took a survey late last year about the priorities for the coastal counties. And I thought it was very interesting that when I surveyed my fellow commissioners, their priorities didn't always align with other counties. So at our meeting early this week, we came forth with the priorities, or the 6 priorities that the coastal counties are going to be working on, especially in this short session, but also in general. Number 1 was the TLT, which I was very pleased to have commission consensus with. One of the things I enjoy about the OCZM meetings is that there are more ports represented on this group than I'm accustomed to in our multi-jurisdictional meetings, and am sad that our ports are not a part of it, but that's something that we're going to take a closer look at. Number 3, priority was housing. I think very appropriate for this evening's meeting. Number 4 was disaster preparedness, which is something that I'm very committed to and wish we could do more. Number 5 is the blue economy. And number 6 is water conservation, which is, it's interesting to me that it's a very high priority in Eastern Oregon, but the fact that it's also a high priority in the coastal county. Okay, that's my report from OCZM, I think.
Okay, yeah, great, thank you, Commissioner Webb. Appreciate your representation on a very important committee. Thank you. Commissioner Banks?
I had the opportunity to attend the Crabbers Association meeting in regards to the petition that's being sent into ODFNW, and learned a lot. I am hopeful that the county will be able to write a letter of support of our industry and submit that here for the meeting that is to be at the end of this month. Moving on from that, I attended our Child Care Task Force meeting and had some really exciting news. We have 38 children on the wait list in Clatsop County. 28 of those children are infant and toddler. And that seems like a large number, but from the beginning of our task force engagement and scholarship program, we started with 92 infant and toddler slots in Clatsop County, and we are up to 159 slots. And so that just shows how effective that this scholarship program has been just for infant toddler, beyond the fact that we are now out of the preschool child care desert. When we looked at some numbers, for just this year alone, we've assisted 38 families. And 7 of those families are on an ERDC wait list. So they're yet to receive state assistance in order to receive child care. And at the end of the day, I absolutely love how effective that this model has been. And it is now being duplicated in Tillamook and Columbia County. And so hopefully, our neighboring counties will be able to garner the same amount of support from their community that we have been able to attract in order to move forward. We are stably funded for another grant round and are now looking at opening a website and an ability to log online and do a tax deduction donation. And so that is the direction that we are moving. It's just nice to see the numbers and nice to see the successes that we've achieved over the last almost 5 years. This is this is grant round 5 that we are currently in, and we will be moving into grant round 6, starting in June. We've pushed the grant round sooner so that, approvals and monies can be available when the school year starts, for providers. And we've really dialed in the process to now quarterly, and so we receive quarterly reports, quarterly successes, and if we need to pivot a little bit along the way. But again, I can't say enough thank yous to our community businesses who have supported this process and are continuing to support us. And so I hope that just continues. I was able to testify today for our Sustainable Harvest Bill that AOC and CFTLAC has continued to push forward, and fingers crossed that we have enough votes to move it out of committee. And I hope to hear about that soon. It was an exciting day in Salem, busy day in Salem, and a very fast trip there and back for me. Northwest Senior Disability Services is plugging right along. We approved a new biennium contract, and we are working on our contract for our unrepresented. And beyond that, and I feel like I've forgotten something, but okay, if I remember, I'll let you know.
No, thank you, Commissioner Bangs. And yeah, 5 years ago, to imagine that the Child Care Task Force would be where it is today,
Yeah.
I think it was beyond our comprehension. The vision we had and how cool it is that it's actually come true. I mean, it's
It's
fantastic.
like working.
Yeah. No, and that- you can take a lot of credit for that. Thank you so much for all your efforts. Fantastic success story to tell. Okay, Commissioner Wakua.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, since our last meeting, I still don't have any updates, with the 3 assignments being Public Safety, Property Appeals Board, and CEDAR. They're all scheduled for March, starting in the beginning all the way through the end. So I'll be reporting, next month on those.
Great. Thank you, Commissioner Wakua. I have COLPAC tomorrow, and we did have a presentation from Sarah Luheath, Executive Director of COLPAC, at our last work session. And I just wanted to confirm with everybody, the dues are going to $6,000 per year. Is everybody comfortable with that? Yeah, I think that she made a very good presentation and kind of delineation of what that money is spent for and why it's necessary. So appreciate her doing that. And as was mentioned in the work session, the all electeds meeting sometime early in March. Very important for us as a county and all of the cities and everybody that is elected to get together to talk about the big issues that impact everybody. This 911 consolidation, emergency communications is certainly one of those. And I'm glad that we're going to be doing this, hopefully next month, yeah, and getting everyone together. I'm sure there might be some other items that get added to the agenda, but, this is something we need to do more regularly, getting everyone together, all on the same page, talking about the issues of importance, because I think we can all, we're much better when we work together. And then, Amanda Ravencheck, thank you for all of your work in the short session and getting communications out to all of us. Thank you to Commissioner Bangs for testifying, and Commissioner Thompson for testifying, the sheriff for testifying. I think it was said also in the work session that we have more of a presence down in Salem than we ever have. That's a big credit to our county manager, to CFM Advocates for their efforts down there. And I appreciate, getting these letters of support cranked out in such short fashion. I know the county manager's been doing, doing several of them, Amanda and Monica. But it's just so important to keep lending our voice to the things that matter to us. And there's certainly, never a lot of time to craft those, but they're really well done, and thanks again. I don't think I have anything else. County Manager?
Chair Quiller, members of the board, just on that topic the chair was mentioning, I did send an email today with the draft of the ODFW letter, so if you get a chance to take a look at that, it's regarding the Dungeness crab fishery. So, and I do apologize, there are a lot of emails that are coming from various staff with letters, and it's unfortunate that we don't have a lot of time, and we try to give you a time frame. What I will say is that staff is always available if you want to talk to us about the letters, about what the context is behind the letters. I sometimes wish we had more time to talk through those issues, but things are just rocketing at that kind of a pace. So bear with us, but if you have any questions or concerns as we go through it, just give me a call, and we can talk through that. And besides that, Chair, I don't have any other updates.
And County Manager, I mean, sometimes we don't know when a hearing is. You'll find out just the day before, and then you have 48 hours to submit whatever testimony you're going to submit. So the time frame is so compressed, and this is the short session on top of it, so they're trying to do a lot more than they have the capacity to do. But again, I think been a great effort by everyone here to make sure that we are lending our voice where needed. Okay, we'll move on to the business agenda. Appointments to the Recreational Lands Planning Advisory Committee on page 118, and Corey Johnson. Park Supervisor, welcome.
Hello. So, like I told you folks at the work session, Matthew Grantham is seeking reappointment to our committee, our Recreational Lands Committee. He's been outstanding, and I'm recommending that you please reappoint him. He's been a great contributor. We've recently just had a small committee meeting about planning for Carnahan County Park Development, and he's been extremely helpful in those respects. So respectfully, I'd ask you to reappoint him.
Yeah. And thank you, Corey. And we did have a discussion during the work session, and then we certainly value consistency on that board and having folks that have some experience, and then the team is working very well as it is now, so points well taken. We do have another applicant, Samuel Peterson, who has applied and well qualified as well. But certainly I do value, the experience of Matthew Grantham, and like to keep that momentum. Any other comments?
I'd like to say that, yes, we recently had a meeting of this group, and it's always, it always feels good to me to go to these meetings, because of all, it just astounds me, in a good way, the extent to which the citizenry of this county comes forward and gives their perspective on things. We had a wonderful presentation on the part of staff that I hope will be very soon coming before the board about, well, first of all, of course, we're considering the final arrangements for the updates and for Carnahan, for one of our popular parks, and it was and there's a fee, and I wanted to ask our county manager, have all of the departments been asked to prepare similar analyses of costs, et cetera, for that have been, they're called a fee analysis, but it's not our usual. It's Am I making any sense?
I'm not sure, I mean, the county does go through a fee schedule analysis every year. We look at all of our fees and we do the analysis on what the true cost is to make sure that we're recovering the cost of the services that we're providing. So I'm not sure if you're referring to that, Commissioner, or something else.
I think maybe I need to ask Cory if that's the case.
Sure. So in the last Rec Lands Committee meeting, I presented, I collected some data from other municipalities, counties, state parks, Washington state parks, basically what they were charging for their fees, and then collated that all and packaged it and presented it to the Rec Lands Committee. And I'm actually hoping to present it to you folks too. I was originally just planning on presenting it as part of our regular fee schedule adjustment that you folks typically consider in the June, July timeframe. But given budget discussions, I'm hoping to appear for you sooner.
Yeah, great, yeah.
So it sounds like it's generally about the routine process that might get accelerated, it sounds like, so.
Except this is such a broader analysis. And because I'm hoping that this year we're going to be able to do a real honest-to-goodness update of our Parks Master Plan. And this is wonderful input to that. And so I really do that we can make. I'd also like to also advocate for Matthew Grantham. It's so helpful to us locally to have someone from ODF on this committee, because their parks efforts are so much larger than ours. And Matthew has incredible background, really amazing, both education and experience with parks management, et cetera. And he's been wonderful on this committee.
Great.
It's amazing. If you look at the other members of the committee, there are 3 members who are local folks who actually were on the last master plan committee. And they're people who've been in Clatsop County for many, many years. They're now, one of them is a part of the Seaside Parks Committee. And so they bring they're a great group. They're very broad-based and very knowledgeable and very concerned. We have great attendance at these meetings. People rarely don't show up. I mean, it's really, really wonderful. So I would like to generally, I move that the board appoint Matthew Grantham to fill the county-wide position on the Recreation Lands Planning and Advisory Committee.
Second. Moved and seconded that the board appoint Matthew Grantham to fill the countywide position on the Recreational Lands Planning and Advisory Committee. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner Webb. Thank you very much, Cory.
Thank you.
Okay, next is a public hearing, ordinance 26-06, an ordinance amending Clatsop County Code 5.20. First reading on page 123. This is the time set for a public hearing on ordinance 26-06. County Council, may we have the first reading by title only?
This is ordinance 26-06 in the matter of an ordinance amending Clatsop County Code Section 5.20.
Thank you very much, County Council. All right, and now we'll have the staff report by Kelly Bratton, Director.
Thank you, Chair, members of the board. This is the amendment that I promised. We had a work session in October of 25, talking about the opting into the state's tobacco retail license and amending this ordinance is the first step to opting in. So we've had a few meetings, one with OHA to let them know of our intention to opt in, and also one with the Department of Revenue to make sure we have an IGA to essentially collect or get the reimbursement for the work we do.
Great. Thank you very much, Kelly. Do you
Yeah.
have any questions? All right. I'll go ahead and open the public hearing on ordinance 26-06. Does any commissioner have a conflict of interest to report?
No.
Not seeing any. Clerk of the board, are there any members of the public signed up to speak remotely?
No, there's not.
All right. Are there any members of the public signed up to speak in person this evening?
No, there is not.
Okay. Anyone that's here would like to speak on this issue? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Actually, yeah, we'll close the public hearing on ordinance 26-06. And there is a suggested motion to continue the public hearing. Do we have that motion?
I move we continue the public hearing on this matter to our February 25th, 2026 meeting and conduct the second reading at that time.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we continue the public hearing on this matter to our February 25th, 2026 meeting and conduct the second reading at that time. All those in favor signify with an aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much, Kelly.
Thank you.
All right. We don't have any other items on the agenda. Anything for the good of the order?